Hello and good evening, everybody. Hi. How are you guys doing today? So, today is a little different. Yes. So, relationship circle is all about, building healthy relationships. However, in order for you to build a healthy relationships, you must be first a healthy person. And so, like how we've had things talking about trauma and friendships and all of that, today is a little different. And today we're speaking about beauty with brain. Hello? I am so excited. So, as you guys know, relationship circle is where we come and we share, and we have a community that we share with you, our audience, and our friends and family, because all of it over here are one big family, right? And it's really to help people and young people in relationships. However, tonight we will be talking about overcoming some hurdles as females in education and all of that. Funny enough, my guests tonight are persons that, people ever say, so near, so far, and oh, Jamaica small. So yeah, imagine I would have a friend and then I would meet another friend, and lo and behold, the two friends know each other. Like, I think it's crazy. But yeah, so I'm so excited tonight for them to be on, and I can't wait to get into it. Um, Thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share with a friend and tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to tell another friend. Right? Yeah. And remember to comment in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you're a first timer so we can shout you out. Yeah. Let's get right into it. So our first guest, she's talented. She's a singer as well. A TikTok sensation. One that is very talented and one that beats many odds to be where she is today. So, without further ado, I'm talking about no other than Danae Black. Hi, Danae.
Hi, good night, Camilla.
Good
How are you?
night. Okay, and then the next person, my next guest, is somebody that people, if me and I really do hair together and put our glasses, you would mix us up. We're almost on the same height and all of that. And people always mix we up and always talk to me like a she and she like a me. And, we just take the news and my answer and go and like say, yeah. But yes, one that is very creative, very talented. She might not be working in the talented field or the creative arts, no, or the creative field, but she's very creative, talented, very intelligent. And without further ado, I'm talking about no other than Lydia McKinley. Hi, Lydia.
Hi guys.
Hi, Lydia.
Hey.
Yes, so ladies, we're gonna get right into it, right? And our first question is, what was it like to go to school in rural Jamaica? But before you guys start, I want to tell my 4 months, right? So when I was in primary school, like my mom decided got married and relocated to St. Elizabeth. And I went to school there for 4 months, which is ironic because Lydia and Danny are from St. Elizabeth. But yeah, coincidence. Um, so I went to school there for 4 months. I may tell you nobody people them fight me every day to go, and I basically did have to defend myself. But really and truly, it was an interesting, not gonna lie, it was an interesting period. Because going to school in Kingston, they used to taxi and all of these things. No, me have to walk to school how much miles. Never used to that. Never used to that. And then almost like they cook at the school and you buy lunch like that and them share it in a plate gear. I mean, I say, what is what is this that I came into? I was kind of shocked. Things and like my grade 5 class and grade 6 class, because I was in grade 6 at the time. It's the same class to share, and I just on blackboard
Oh,
eventually. And I just like, what is this? So it was such a new experience for me. And then I had asthma, and one day I see me walking in the rain, go home. Hey, my mother beat me. My mother let it beat me so kill. Actually, I say, no, I have asthma walking in the rain. But then all else me like reach home.
Why would you do that? Shit.
So that was my experience. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed going to play like netball at Neen and stuff like that. So it had some good moments, and it also taught me to appreciate like what everybody goes through, and kind of like everybody's story different. So when you see people come from country and come at Kingston, come and go university and thing, like they deserve to be there. Don't underestimate why they are actually there. You get what I mean? So yeah, that was mine. Who first? Lydia or Danny?
Go on with the road, Lydia. Go on with the road.
Alright, cool. School in St. Elizabeth, I always tell people I wouldn't have it any other way. Interestingly enough, when I did GSAT not so long ago, you wouldn't
A
know.
long time.
My mother was actually interested in me going to a corporate area school.
Oh wow.
Coincidentally, she wanted me to go to St. Andrew High School for girls.
Oh really? You would have had a great time there. Oh my god.
But the Lord would have it that I would remain in St. Elizabeth and I would attend St. Elizabeth Technical High School. Hoot, hoot. And the best school out there, that's it's a national school. No two ways about it.
Period.
Go
Right?
on.
Yeah. So attending states, well, I went to prep school. I don't really know if I want to focus on that. It wasn't really no. I think it was probably significantly different from my counterparts who attended primary school in
Right.
the same area at the time, because not a lot of students
Went to prep
went to
school.
prep school in Saint Elizabeth at that time. Well, probably like a few people who them parents made an
This
had
is
the opportunity to make an extra effort to enroll them
right.
into prep school, but not. It never really make we no different, really. Whatever.
Yeah, because like unlike comparing to Kingston, it make a huge difference in Kingston
Like
because
them do swimming and
yeah,
game
and then
and
the
music
school
and all of
population also is a lot. Like in
that.
a
Mm-hmm.
primary school class, I did 50 other way. So like, but you know, it's a prep school is a smaller number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Smaller number, and we never. I mean, prep school compared to Kingston at the time. I mean, probably in Kingston they were doing probably like a lot of other extracurricular stuff. We had like basic stuff like probably music and drama and dancing,
not
but
too serious.
not no swimming and no karate and no Spanish, Japanese, French, nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um. So yeah, so that was prep school. When you went to high school, no, I you were merged from me coming from a environment with, as Jamila said, a smaller number of persons to then be exposed to like 40. What was it like? Don't you like 40 or 45 of us in one class? And
Yeah.
there's so
You're
much.
shocked.
Yeah. And I say so much.
Hi, Gavin.
And then I see it's like a lot of people. Gavin, there's a lot of people, and it's different people from different backgrounds, so you had to adjust. But all in all, I'd say I wouldn't have my high school experience any other way. I
Hmm.
felt like I got a really good
Good.
start, and
Yeah,
big up everybody who teaches, has taught at
yeah.
six. And I feel like even the ancillary workers, the people who are more sharing on
Everybody
the
play
Um,
a role.
everybody just played a part in just making your experience
What it was.
what it was. You were always learning. So I feel like if you really took the opportunity and you wanted to learn, Stets was really the place for you.
Right. Danny?
well, for me, all right. So I went to a primary school. My mom was a teacher at Glenstone Primary in Magati, and that was I was coming from a prep school as well. I was coming from Santa Cruz Preparatory, and transferring from there to Glenstone way different. Um, we used to get bullied enough. No time to them bullying because they know a teacher daughter, them
Yeah,
sit on you, you expect
yeah.
to do you're supposed to be bright, you're supposed to have high expectations and all of that. So I get a lot of bully. Um Teachers I used to call me names and through that transition my father left my family. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
like it was
Like,
like
okay.
grade two, I left prep school from grade two, go to grade three, grade four. I'm telling them, I'm gonna be honest. Me, me in a class, me don't know what going in a class. But me just a look, me not get nothing because home is just
Yeah,
Life is
so
life
there.
in. You're
Yeah, you
right.
understand? I
Hmm.
was
right.
going through a process. So never really did do well in a class. And I had to um repeat grade six because of that. So anyways, we got
Very
through same
people.
way. I didn't appreciate that still because we get to stay in the community. Because Magati is kind of festive. I'm not gonna lie. When we leave, it's festive, man. Because as a primary school, Magati had across the road. So when we take the bus and then we left from the bus now and go, we take the um the
Taxi?
the no man, sometimes I take taxi, we take the bus with the jammings are gone, you know? So I was experiencing that and as I said I had high expectations. So people say, oh yeah, teacher that able to take taxi and something. But sometimes I used to take the bus and be a diary I used to go on. I used to witness some things. But it's kinda nice. It's exciting to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes we used to have extra lessons and them time we were left primary school was about like 4, 5, 6 o'clock late.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then time they put them up like evening shift. Pick them up come for evening shift. I mean, I tell my life say it was festive. That's all I have to say. It was festive.
But I
Nice.
understand.
Yeah. So thanks for now. Grade six. Thanks for six. Really don't know what's that like because my first So it was Hampton. You know, everybody want you to go. Girls' school.
The Hampton School.
Me I be honest, I said to the guys, me never, you know, me
Yeah.
head, me no grab it. That's how I do it.
Have Ed.
So, accepting Black River, Manchester, State, those three I really wanted to go either three. Yeah.
Mm.
So I wanted to pass the test for me. I said, all right, no problem. Come like the school is in the town where I live. So
Yeah.
no problem. Sex now, sex grew me, you know?
Drag
Sex
it up.
grew me. Yeah, and I because of my bullying from primary school, I had a lack
The
of
background.
confidence, self esteem. And I got no, no, no.
But they still have problems.
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes. So high school, go through a few things same way. I look at bullying one and two because I was a farm captain right up to grade 10.
Oh my God.
So expectations again, you know, to inform, you have to see things and try not to say because if you inform, you're gonna lose
People are gonna follow
friends
you.
and we did probably lose a few because they chat too much.
Chat
But
too
I'm
much.
doing my role. I'm a farm captain, you have to inform.
That's
So
right.
yeah. So you know to me like it's
Oh,
left from
Georgiana. Hey,
primary
Georgiana. Georgiana
right
is
back
gonna
to yeah, right back to high school again, same thing. But I'm not going to lie, what Lydia said, sex is the best. The instructors, more instructors like a college, the teachers, the students, auxiliary staff, the whole family, it was welcoming. Yeah, it was the best. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to
Yeah.
stop chatting now because, you know, there's a evening.
Okay. No,
No,
I
man,
mean,
that's a good start. I mean, for me personally, I went to in Kingston. I went to an all-girl high school. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, one of the best all-girl high schools. The debate is always going to be there to say your school is the best. So I'm gonna say it's one of the best. Because I'm not gonna do the debate.
let's have another argument.
Right. But I went to the St. Andrew High School for girls, and I can understand like the difference with in schools, because the first time I really saw the difference in schools now as it compared to Kingston, because I said I did go school in a St. Elizabeth, but when you go Kingston school now and experience another Kingston school and you see that, oh my God, well, you're living the life up at your school, man. Was that the first time I like invigilated CXC? And when we go to school, the school not no fun. The school not no window. I'm just traumatized. Come here, say,
Have to put one lemon in
yeah,
the
look what I'm on the wall at the ventilation.
ventilation.
I mean, I come from a school where I have 6 fans in one classroom. So like I'm just wondering like what's going on?
And I
Yeah.
must interject, Santa Cruz, I'll tell you, people will tell you it's the next place to hell because it
Listen,
is
it's the hottest place.
extremely hot.
Mentally in the valley, so we can't get
And
rid of it.
we are nestled in the heart of the Santa Cruz Valley. So the mountains are around us, and we are literally in the
My
valley.
God.
It is so hot. And remember, our uniform is dark blue. So dark
Mhm.
blue,
So
tuned.
it not even I want light color for say breeze or blow your
Little
kitchen.
breeze blow through you. Trust me. I mean, like my mother used to send me in a marina tights
Yeah,
and the blouse.
all of it. Of course, why not?
It is.
All right. So, why is education particularly important for empowering girls and women, both on an individual level or the society as a whole? Why I think it's important?
Me
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, sure.
Let me go first. So education, I feel, and this is just funny because the other day I was at work and I said to somebody, "You see, if me did see the first woman to jump up and say she want equality, me tell her to sit down." Because
Where
because
I stay at home, mom would do you well,
and
right?
you say, yeah,
Yeah.
you say, me not have no problem. I cook and I clean. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I must tell you that I In retrospect, that was just a joke. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that where we've come in terms of women being afforded the opportunities to grow and to learn and to have
Mm-hmm.
knowledge about certain things, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's very significant for us. In on an individual level, it's just important for women to just understand that there's a place in society, there's a place in this world for you,
Right.
talents, and there's a place. It helps us, so we are no longer seen as just the childbearers
Mm-hmm.
or just the homemakers.
Right.
Our opinions matter, how our emotions matter, because I feel like we're coming from a place where women really didn't have a lot of say in a
Yeah,
lot
we
of.
never have no voice.
We never have a voice. Whatever your husband say, whatever your partner say, that is it, and that's the voice going forward. And no offense to the men on the stream, no, but sometimes you're not always right.
Right.
And sometimes just a feminine perspective, and it's so much. And I don't know if any young men or men in general out here can attest to, when a learned woman, when you get the perspective of a learned woman, it's
Different.
so much different. It's guided, and so it really helps us. And in terms of our economy and just women contributing, I think it really impacts us. And I feel like every, even if book and pencil and a year thing, every woman, every girl should take
Aim
the
after.
opportunity to really get, even if it's the basic level of education.
Right. Then aim.
I agree with Lydia because you have some girls, right? They grow up in a family background where them they don't really experience much. They don't have nobody to guide them, and it's education that really does that. You know, like courses, like subjects. I remember HSLE from high school and teach you about health, and teach you about family, how
Hmm.
to eat, etiquette, family values, them family value. And I think not only to, as what you said, the home being a mother, but having education, like you get skills as well. We learn a lot.
Yeah.
So it's important for us to just have education. It's really
Right. I agree. Keith Cuthbert says, "Happy wife, happy life." Yeah, I agree. For somebody like me that grew up in the inner city, even though enough people don't believe that, education was my way out. Education was what I knew would have propelled me into somebody that I wanted to be, and not to disrespect any female or anything, but really and truly not to take up my man from my head or
True. Or
go
to
end
be
up
dependent
yeah, I
on
got end up
anybody.
on the corner or me wait for have sexual intercourse with a man for give me money for go do me ear and me just look
Mhm.
cute and whatever. Education was my way out, and my mother made that very clear. You are gonna go to school and you're going to do your best in school and you're gonna accomplish what it is that you need to accomplish. And that's what I did. And fortunately for me, I had a cousin, I always speak about him, that he was just that prime example. He was just so focused, you know. And every
Mhm.
day I see him get up and him go university and him come back and um after a while, you realize that oh, he's actually studying to be a pharmacist, and you realize if he can do it, me can do it too. Cause them always
Right.
say, man take harder for focus. So if man can't focus, I am focus.
Because
I
why?
mean, can't focus.
Right.
So I think it's so important, and as you both say, it exposes you to life. It lets you understand that there is more outside of rural Jamaica. There's more outside of the inner city. There's more to
There's more
life.
to life. I always tell people that when I was growing up, and like every time, like when I went to university, people was like, "Oh, you went to States? What sports did you do?" And I was like, "No, no, I went to school. You think sporting academy? I went to read book." So
Yeah.
I always knew from like a young age, me can't run, me can't jump, me cannot flick, me
Yeah, I
can't
know.
swim, nothing.
Right.
I never at that time, I never see myself is Me always envision myself in my big SUV and my high heels. And me just did not say his bookwork was gonna take me there.
Yeah.
I
Right.
never had any. I always tell people, unfortunately, I am not a hustler. I don't have a drop of hustle
In your
within me.
right.
I'm not I tell people all the time, not an entrepreneur. I
Yeah.
am not.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
me.
Right. Um, how do societal expectations and stereotypes impact women's experiences in academia? It's interesting because I had an experience in primary school, I think, where I was in science club. Come, I did nerd in a primary school.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was in science club, and there were other males in the club, and like it's almost like them did expect say me never did reach up to their level. And a lot of times males are usually better in like the science subjects and maths just because of how they think logical and all of that.
Mhm.
And so I think sometimes I look down for we when it comes to different area in academics. But I feel so.
Yes. And
I think we can get rid of that, to be
no,
honest.
still, and as much as we people kind of debate male marginalization and women are performing, I think women really have to fight for them space in this life.
Yeah,
Even women in leadership, they hear that, oh, women are not good leaders because they're too emotional and everything. Women attach emotions too, and then you hear that another thing, another stereotype is that you ever hear that like it's not a woman's job, so like women who want
Mm-hmm.
to go into math or engineering or
yeah.
or if a woman carpenter, oh, she can't.
Mm.
She can't do it. Or if them realize say a woman and turn up, they must say, so where's the
Mm-hmm.
carpenter?
It's like I have a friend in construction and she does really well at it. And a lot of time when she says she can't just can't understand why she can't just go to like a site meeting and everybody's just like, okay, let's start. It's always
Yeah,
she
it's always like, yeah,
okay, so
The eyes.
where's the person? She's like, I'm the person.
right,
Can we
right,
just so it's as a female, you sometimes we are counted out too before we even start. Sometimes we have to fight twice as hard just to get even half of what our male counterparts get. It's not great. That's the situation that we're in.
right.
And I think we've come a long way from where we've
Mhm.
been, but we also have a far way to go into
Right.
just how we are respected in general. Um, Even women in higher education,
Yeah.
and as a young woman in higher education, even when I probably may not have done me like me a Russia program,
No
but
man,
even
it's fine.
when I started my masters and I was young, like me young. So
Yeah, so
I was
yeah,
young in comparison to my counter. I was probably one of the youngest in my
person.
cohort, and it was always, so what are you doing in masters now? Like,
Them Bertie?
it was,
Like what?
it was always, oh, wouldn't do my masters. No, even from females, it was I wouldn't have done my masters at your age because you don't have enough
What
experience.
you mean? But at least I get
Exactly.
it out of the way. What I mean?
And it's like, so in
Get
even
your
if it's
favorite.
not like a man versus woman thing, it's just as women too, we have that tendency. And I'm like, but if I get the masters and then get the experience, or if I have the experience and then get the masters,
You not really
me
change
not
anything.
really, me
Yeah.
not really see. And when I see, and that is one thing too. Take advice, but don't take advice at the same time. It's not every advice is good
You have
advice.
to know what to listen to.
You have to know what to listen to. Pray about it and use wisdom.
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned through my educational odyssey as well. And everybody come in mean you good. And even those little comments like that, you really feel like they can actually hamper your journey, because I even remember one time like thinking about it like, really, am I supposed to be doing this? I'm not supposed to do this. Don't do it. All right, wait for true
Yeah.
because you don't have enough experience. But I have my goals, and one of my goals was to have my master's by the time I was 25 years old.
And
And why am I supposed to make you not make me have my master's because you think
right.
that experience? The people that accept me to the program think me have enough experience to be here. So
Right.
shuffle over. I am here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am not leaving.
I'm
Period.
not.
Mhm.
Well, kind of. Well, for me, I went to all girls school, so my one kind of different as it relates to like in high school level. My I was cruising. I always tell people like going to an all girls school is like one. It can be one of the best things ever because you're kind of more focused. There's no male there, so nobody know that fear wonder, oh, I gotta fix the edge just so I gotta fix
Oh,
I went to, me no know, probably me just never care. I went to a co-ed school and asked that day, my head never
yeah.
clean by the time. I just, because I just couldn't, I just could, if my cousins never combed my hair like on a weekend and give me one style,
it
it
that.
might be
For the
probably with
only time.
and second fam. And me, I feel, and it never have no little length like oh it have no. It was literally something up here. So and if I never, some of them, me never really, so when I
Yeah.
don't give them a,
Mm-hmm.
nah,
In the
I like
bathroom, look at there. I fix up in the bathroom, and when school, everybody I got to go home. Everybody in the bathroom, I fix up the shoes.
me.
And I'm like,
Yeah, well, them do that because some of them are take bus, so them do that. But I mean, like during the day, like you have people come over to school with them ear comb, and by school done, them ear pull
A
out.
different.
Like as in them come with them ear fully cane roux and twist rope
oh,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
And by school done, them ear pull out. Cause them just walk in the day and start and twist and
yeah. Look at this stuff.
there's no male there. It's like you are just so comfortable. You're just comfortable and you just walk around and say, okay.
Well, I guess probably somebody else could have shared a different experience of both ways in a co-ed school. Probably me and Daniel are the best candidate. Me not think we really
Yeah,
business.
because I mean, one of them call me. Yeah, you fix up in one and that's it. If my mom in the mood, she pack up me here, that is the only time. But most times, I just want me here, keep up in and
Not
I
even
leave.
just the hair alone. You know, like me never have shoes polish and shoes brush and them something there. Me don't know, and I don't think.
Never
Me
I think
be
at
neither.
able
that
to get.
time,
No,
I
I understand because I never had that either, and I took the bus. But
me
that
never.
was just not me. Like anyway, me go to school. If me ear catch up in a one and the breeze blow and pull it out, I saw me I
I
take a bus.
just so yeah,
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
yeah,
got
just
time to be in the bathroom catching up any ear, right? But then I know that for you now, that you're actually studying something that is not
mm,
female.
yeah.
Yes.
I,
So, like, what have your
because
experience been?
I wish I've started earlier, or I wish I've known about this field since I was in, or I've done it in high school. I've always wanted to do it, but mommy is gonna be mommy. Do the girl stuff, do the home management, do the
Yeah.
Mhm.
clothing textile. We are gonna do mechanic and dust up your finger and just sit down here like a dirty. I'm like, mommy, this is what I want to do. I
Yeah.
want to I want to do auto mechanic, I want to do building tech, I want to do things practical. But didn't get the chance to. And during those times, I was still finding out like, what am I going to do when I leave tech? There wasn't
Mhm.
this thing for me to say, oh, it's a subject and I go, you will go do this. I
Yeah.
really did not know what I wanted.
Right.
But did theater arts and found my way in the art, and that was an experience by itself, long story short. But yeah, I said, me really want dreams. I want to accomplish what I really want. And I talked to mommy, and mommy said, "Alright, Danny, I think I have robbed your dream, and I'm going to do this for you." Big up mommy anyway today, right now. Yeah.
She came
So
around. Yay.
yeah, she did it for me. And I'm now studying industrial heavy equipment technology, where I'm learning to repair, diagnose truck, bulldozers, all the works, excavators.
Yeah, like truck, bulldozer. I
Yeah,
That's
I'm
nice.
Love
enjoying.
that.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you fix
See?
so you can fix the equipment and them the bulldozers and
Yeah,
the trucks and them
yeah,
coming.
yeah. But you have to learn like the circuits. You have to know about oil. You have to know a whole lot of stuff. It's not like
Yeah.
you
It's
go
not
there
like
and
a,
then
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of
you have to
the
know the
chemical
background,
process.
so if you
Yeah,
know the overfix the whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But there was an interesting comment that Gabby said. It can even be the simple things. I have been discouraged from teaching because of my shape and person's experience in the classroom. Um,
because Gabby probably shapy
I was about to say it.
and
Gabriel
then
is very shapy, like
yeah.
shapy.
I
And
want to
so,
make that note when you finish. When you finish, sorry.
yeah, so I can understand with Gabby because they might have said the people them are going to be distracted or whatever. And it's true, a lot of persons too discourage people from being teachers. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
truth. Like me, I'm a friend, I have a male friend that decided that he wanted to teach. And him say, people say, you can take up teaching and whatever, and like he was sharing that in his like cohort, like he's the only male that like studying to teach like social studies
Mm-hmm.
because they see that as a female subject.
Female subject.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's true, Gabby. I can understand. And she said not to say their experience isn't valid, but I guess my drive and determination to become a teacher worked for me. Not to say you don't have difficult times, but it's always how you maneuver them. It's true.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe because like my friend, his passion for teaching is because of what he went through. So like when him did finish high school, him never have no subject because he wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no teacher there
That took an
to
interest to say
say,
what
why? Go
what's
study a book.
going
Go
on or
focus.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him never have that, and so he wants to make that change to a new generation. You get what I'm saying?
And nothing is wrong with that. I don't think there's
Exactly,
anything
and
wrong
so
with that.
it's almost like the same thing where a lot of times people talk down to us females when we want to go in certain areas or fields to study
Mhm.
because they might try to say, no, you can't do that, you can't manage that. Yeah,
That's not for you.
that's not for you. Like you don't do that. So, like for example, at church, I remember one time we got church and they were having a little function, but nobody from the engineering team came, like the production crew.
Mhm.
And I saw it then I'm going around the mixer board and I learned it. And without anybody teaching me. When the sound engineer found that out, he was very shocked. I must say, oh, you figure that out.
Mhm.
And I remember like doing like we would have other events and I would be the only one there as a sound engineer working and thing and people that come kind of like where did I say earlier and I say, where's the engineer?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I am the person that you're talking to, and it's like them I wonder what? I mean
Mm-hmm.
I say, yeah, I mean like you know, expect some females know what to do. But the thing is, for me, I found that kind of weird because I went to all girls school. We did everything. We lift up box, we lift up speak, we do everything. So, like for me, that was nothing out of the
Yeah, because
no.
there's no ask a male to do it. Get two of the boys to do it.
There's
That's
none
Yeah.
of
the first
that. It
person to
is
okay. Leave the chairs, let the boys take the chairs.
no miss. It was come leader, I could go put out the trash and box them and yeah. Yeah, Daniel, you did
Yeah.
want to add something?
No, I was agreeing with Gabriel because I had that issue too when I was doing my teaching practice at Calabar. As much as me little bit, but me can have a little shapey. And I always fear going to the canteen. Oh my God, guys. Like, you have a group of males underneath the tree. They must have leave with you. They must have leave with you and say, yes, let me say I come out and I'm not like
Lord,
the excitement. Just to me, I'm sitting, like, so I do understand that, yeah, the shape and that kind of make you
thing.
feel,
Yeah,
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 but that shouldn't discourage you at all. Like,
right.
yeah.
What are some challenges though that you guys think that we females like uniquely to us? in pursuing like higher education? I know that
I think
I know that for me now, that is further in my studies. Um, maybe things like being married and being a wife and trying to maintain a household.
Balancing.
Yeah. So maybe that because it's a higher education. So maybe that it's not that my husband is not helpful because like he's the best, okay?
Mhm.
And it very much encouraging. And when I'm not getting the grades that I want and I'll complain and whatever, he's the one that say, yeah, you got this, your bread girl, you can do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up you, husband, anyway, then. But I mean, like, those are some challenges. And I don't think it's necessarily men put it on us too. I think it's also us as females just because of what society dictates, we feel like, oh my gosh, you are the wife. You have to be cooking the dinner. Go and cook the man dinner.
Yeah, you
Go
have to before
and,
you
like,
leave.
yeah, you gotta go and ensure that the house is clean. Go and wash the
mhm,
clothes. So it's almost like as females, we take on so much, even sometimes when it's not put on us, but as in put on us in a specific relationship, but because of what
Like
society
it dictates
takes and
supposed
say
to.
on a whole, it's almost like we say, you know. But I know like other females too, pregnancy is one.
Just
Getting pregnant.
yeah.
Wait there. Me know we never plan to talk about this. But let's talk about high school teenagers getting pregnant, right? And something me always so passionate about, And the girls get to drop out of school and the boys continue.
I never listen. And it's probably some people deem it controversial, but let me tell you, see, even in my big age now, me fear teenage pregnancy, I mean still feel like me a child. But
Facts.
but let's just take for a moment. And even though again, I must be lying for the night, we've come a far way. I'm gonna give us as a society
Yes, yes,
credit
yes.
because now we have girls have opportunities to give birth and be enrolled in school, whether it's them same school or them switch school or whatever. So I know
Yes,
especially
yes.
in Jamaica here, so big ups to the ministry for that because one time when
Mhm.
Pitney, when you're pregnant, that is just it.
That's it.
And you go
The
what is
story done.
maternity school, and if you're among the 1% who can make it out of that mother's, I think there's a woman's school or some
Yeah, there's a woman
like
center
that.
in Kingston,
Mhm.
I know. Yeah.
mhm.
But let me tell you this, and it's probably gonna spew off into some holy other things. We need to stop. First of all, you see, when two teenagers do activities and it results, because a consequence of sex is pregnancy. There's no two ways
Mhm,
about it. The
mhm,
consequence of sex is pregnancy.
Yeah.
No, if two teenagers have intercourse and they end up conceiving, I feel like
The two of them to be penalized.
you cannot say you cannot chastise the female only because
mhm.
she never I
Because
never
we are little.
you're going like she want participate in events and
Yeah.
Yes.
she won. So you have a lot of other factors, but at the same time, kind of two ways about it. Me not really feel like if you penalize people for it.
For what them do. Because the female also has the responsibility, right?
Yeah, yeah, you have to be very careful. And I wouldn't want to chastise anyone because things happen, and as we say, sometimes a lot of these situations could have been avoided with proper guidance.
Uncle, yeah, it's true.
And sometimes I know when we were in fifth one, when we had the C6, probably like 6 or 8 of our cohort girls were pregnant, and who did get pregnant before that, and all of that. So it, and then me always find it strange that is when you reach the pinnacle,
You end
At that
up,
you end up,
time,
I say,
yeah.
me have
yeah.
cause me is a girl. True, me did not say me have to ramp with my mother still. Me have to kind of
Oh,
then no matter that joke there.
Yeah.
So this is me is a different girl. But there are some people who would I never have a present mother, never have a present father, never have present grandparents who probably did live with them granny was sick, and some
There are
all
different things that affect them.
different things that affect them, and so it impacts it. If you decide to carry the child, if you decide to, I hope it is a guided conversation to do whatever else, but it has to be that we get to a place where we say, young man, you are wrong, but young girl,
Mhm.
this is wrong, but,
Yeah.
and we move forward and we try to help them. But it can't be that we think we need to step away from the culture of like chastising them and
Mm.
exiling them and
Yeah.
so. Because I remember when, I think one time one girl is pregnant, probably when I not when probably when I was probably in second farm or third farm, and she have to come like them put her in a guidance center for do CX. And me I say, after I know lupus, yeah, not lupus,
Mhm.
leprosy. So, so
Look
what you mean?
at the
Talk
way
about
they said
pregnancy.
leprosy.
So what she, where you know, like a put her, like they put her in like a room, like a separate room. It's like nobody never see her when she come in, nobody saw her when she came out, but she was able to sit her exam like in a one confined area. Like, girl, not sick. What she have a belly?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
But
don't
it's
know. I
because
don't know if you think said if them things say when the other girl them see her, them they go catch a pregnancy. Me
no
no know.
man, I think it's because usually when you get pregnant, you no longer I think you no longer I don't know if it's a rule or whatever, but you're no longer like classified as a student at the school. And so
Yeah,
they kind of treat you like an independent student just coming to do your exam.
them something if it change still.
Yeah,
That
and
is
then I
that thing.
think too,
That's
maybe because you're pregnant, you might want to vomit or different things. So them kind of put you in a like a little room by yourself.
I don't know if that's the reasoning, but
Yeah, I
if
mean,
I
I don't
that
know
is the
either, but
reasoning, fine. But
yeah.
not
But
really.
so really and truly, these are some challenges. Pregnancy, just regular female stuff.
mhm.
I know that.
Just people just think like as a female you should not be pursuing higher education. I mean,
Yeah,
it still exists out there where people just feel like she are gonna do too much.
yeah,
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
doing too much. And then as I said, we said we mentioned it earlier, just this the gender stereotypes and oh she should not be in science and why she's doing math and why she in construction, why she doing mechanical engineering. So it kinda hampers you. It's the expectation that yes, it's the expectation that oh she's supposed to be a mother. And
yeah,
okay, she do her bachelor's, so she'll go back. Why she not go have two baby? And she
yeah.
not she's supposed to marry and so on.
I watch married and I got school.
And I go to school. I remember when I was doing my master's, I was in a pretty serious relationship at the time. And like on Sundays, I used to have to crunch hours with my group mates, and me never in a no house. I'm not gonna talk days my house not clean
Yeah,
because
That's a lot.
and that's just the reality. Days pan days, my house not clean, and I don't think I'm no girl
less of
that
a
doesn't messy or
yeah,
don't appreciate a clean space.
Mm.
But at the time, I'm working full time and I'm studying full time.
and that never make a less of a female either.
The house, and the pillar them when are in the right place, and the buckle we want to take up is not the priority right now.
Right.
So I was grateful enough at the time that I had a partner who understood that and he never did down for me neck fear cook before me go and study and him. Some
Yeah,
day. But there are females out there who their situation is not
it's
like
different.
mine.
Yeah,
And I remember I have group mates and we would be on times when the classes were online and you'd hear the baby a cry and like she would be answering a question and and it's like oh, and we were lecturers is like, no man, 20 baby, that's fine or whatever. And like it was always like, so where's the support? Like, I'm the support. Like
nobody.
I
Yeah,
was thinking like, no man, then if you just come take the baby for now, cause she and you just pursuing higher education. Me no know. See if you're a woman, it's different. And not even just education in general. Cause especially if life doesn't go this
for you.
line where you leave school, go to university. Because for a lot
Yeah,
of us, that's not this situation. Some people had to take a break before they went into university. Some people they have to work and get the funds. However, it is some people had a baby, some people got married before they finished their studies, and so everybody path is different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Feel like it's because women are looked to as to be the support, the support for
It's
the
almost like we not getting a support.
yeah, there is no support.
Mm.
So
Agree.
it's sticky.
Danny, you have anything to add as it relates to the challenges?
We just take it all low. Um,
Sorry, I'll just take the next one.
All
no, that's
right.
not good.
So I mean, with some of the questions, we kind of answer them interchangeably in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's
So, the one another question that is a slightly different one though is how does education contribute to women's economic empowerment and financial independence?
I'm here work. I'm now wait for you to do me ear, sir.
Danny, you want to attack it? Danny and then Lydia at the end.
Whoa. Um, let's talk about clubs. I don't know if remember too far, but clubs in high school always give students a chance to build themselves, whether it be personal skills, um, interpersonal, in general. So you can leave school and it doesn't have to be near to or close to the subjects that they have learned, but because a club has done something for them, they can leave the school getting a job or, alright, so for example, Cosmo or Girls Guide Lydia, them
Mm-hmm.
little Sunday,
Yeah.
it it pushes up right, and it you know it do a lot. Cause up to this day, Lydia, I mean, I go up to this day, I remember Miss Alexander telling us to have our chest up and
Yeah.
start walk confidently, and all those things
Shoulders back.
build right. Yeah. So um, it skills in general. You leave and you become very independent. Whether we Cosmo, then because subjects there. Um, cooking, food and
Food and
nutrition. You
nutrition
leave, yeah, you leave being a chef. You have your own restaurant.
can
So
be
Mhm.
you have your coffee, you can bake. Clothing and textile, you can leave and you have your little what do you call it? Oh,
design.
the fashion design. I mean,
Yeah.
education does a lot. You can get a lot of jobs. You know, really have to depend on government.
And
Better
people.
and
Can
people in
people.
general. So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
my
Mm-hmm.
take
Mm-hmm.
on it.
Lydia,
Hey.
that answer.
Sum it up, but I mean, very important, and I also acknowledge that we acknowledge here in this moment that education is not the only vehicle to
Right.
being financially free. We get it totally,
Mhm.
and we're not gonna go and like say people, there are not people
Yeah.
out there who no make it without education. But for me,
No, but education, part of education is also knowing too that there are other possibilities,
it
there
is
are other
right.
things you have, as Danny rightfully said. That's why in a school them have various things that them teach us because not everybody will be the bookworm. Some people are gonna be
I
skilled,
still that's an
talented in that area. I mean,
mhm.
Yeah.
Danny is one person that would have experience being in the theater arts and the creative industry and then being able to switch now to make industrial tech. So I mean, it's not that we're saying that you are going to
You have
basically
to be in the
be
book. You have to
in the
go
book
through.
and get
Yeah,
a degree and all of
yes.
that. But at the same time, education is really knowing that there's better. And if you're skilled in an area, you basically like walk in that area and be passionate about it.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
so that too for me, education was a tested, tried and proven way. I saw my older cousin, my well, yeah, my older at the time
Mm.
cousin, and she was my role model, like your cousin.
Yeah.
And I saw her go to university. And I said, okay, then that work. I should go to university, and then she get her job, and then she got my, and then and
Yeah,
I said,
that
okay,
works,
this is
yeah.
what I do, and it works. And so it, as a woman, you see, for me, I feel so good. Like when
Mhm.
my paycheck, I'm gonna get my pay, I'm gonna say, my bills are covered, and I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna get my hair done, my eyebrows. I'm gonna, it just, you just feel so empowered. I
Right.
don't know. You see me, and so I've been on both sides. So I've been a receiver. I've been in a relationship where I was taken care of.
Yeah,
So
given those things.
yeah, but there's just a different feeling when you're doing it for yourself, or when you are able to do it for yourself. When say, my I earned this. I worked for this.
And I think too, when you're in a relationship and you're able to buy your spouse something,
Yeah, then we can
yeah,
say,
Most
"Oh, this is
definitely.
so nice," and I can give to, and I'm not on
yeah,
on the receiving end. And when I can give to, and then I can say, "Oh, let's go here," and you know,
yeah.
this is me, and we're going here, and that kind of thing.
Or you have other initiatives where people are give back to community and other things, and you are able to say, "Oh, yeah, man,
I
Right.
Yeah,
I
and
can do a little thing
do
here."
a little thing,
Yeah,
grandma called and she's like, "Oh, the church want 2 flowers." And she got church ever want something, and you can say, "Okay, then I can put you in for next month, and I'll give it to you next month." Kind of. And
yeah,
it's just that
yeah.
the opportunities that
It
you
was
are
that
putting,
fulfilling feeling.
fulfilling
Yeah,
feeling through education, and that's why I say, I tell anybody, whether it's through traditional means of education or whether it's through skills training, because I went to a technical school.
so you guys
Trust me,
did that.
people them say, you cannot come to technical school and do not live with a technical subject.
Mm.
And so my technical subject, I did food and nutrition. And at one point, my family thought I was really gonna be a chef, because everything the girl is cooking. The girl is cooking something. And I was always cooking, and even up to now, it's one of the things I do. It's one of the things I enjoy. When me kind of just feel like a flustered, me go,
Cook.
education afford me the opportunity to go in the supermarket, go buy some things and just come and make some,
Yeah.
just some fancy things. And you just other day, me I do red wine braised pork chops and all of that. Me could have
Ooh.
whatever,
Great.
you know? And I'm
Period.
right. And we could have just still look up work, bad to bad. But
Right. But you have to elevate it now.
education allows me to elevate that. And I know that methods of cooking and reverse searing and all of that. If my auntie at a point in my life, all she bought me as gifts were like cookbooks and little small cooking appliances. So I had like chopper and all kind of knife set, all kind of thing, because the people them swear that they were investing into a chef. And it's just, I'm saying, it's just, if you really decide that, this is what you want, like, you want to learn, and you want to, be able to sustain yourself through something, there are opportunities out there that are
Yes.
endless.
Yeah.
And even the other day, I saw
So
a girl
basically,
on,
the whole education thing empowered him to be able to, move around and
yeah, yeah.
yeah. What I said about the other day?
I saw a girl on TikTok, and she was doing some stuff for her son's party, and at the end of it she was saying, if you're interested in something like that, in anything like this that I'm doing, just hit me up. And I say, the girl have a whole business just out of things in her brain. Like, she just keep a party for her son, and because her creativity and her
Yeah.
skills allow her to, she was making like coloring books to go in the loot bags and stuff like that. And it's canvas she use, and I do all of the things them. And me I say, look at that. This is a good business venture.
Business.
Probably
Yeah.
5 years ago, nobody never did that thing, said that this
About that.
could be a
Mm.
business. But it really is a vehicle, when I say whether traditionally or non traditionally, for us to really get out there and to make a living.
Right.
Yep.
And I mean, where the world is going now, too, financial, it's not necessarily independence alone. it's just being able to help financially. And as I say, it's not necessarily like in a relationship where you try to say to your husband, because we're females, but we're not really. Well, I'm not a big fan of the whole feminist thing, and we are females and we can conquer the world. No, man of them players, but I mean, being a female, being a female,
This
and
is
you
my place. I am not.
being a female and you're able to also help, like especially now like me that get married, so you can say, oh, your in-laws need something, your own parents need something. You and your husband can say, oh babe, I can give you this or I can give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I can book us to let's go to Bora Bora. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not only the man alone just get up every day. I say, oh, if
Mm-hmm.
you want a sanitary napkin, you cannot purchase it because you depend.
Your husband again
Like,
the money.
ain't not supposed to be so bad. So that's what we're saying, people. Like, it's not that, as Lydia rightfully said, even as Danny would have shared, it's not that we're saying is only the, like the lawyer, doctor, teacher. I think we're slowly becoming far from that.
Far from the traditional stuff.
It's just really, if it is that skill works for you, some nail tech make more money than we
Mm.
people working at 9 to 5.
Trust me.
So it's just really knowing the importance of being females, being able to, in a skill set, do it well, and also to, if education is your thing, if 9 to 5 it's is your thing, do it. You know, um, how can education, Danny, help girls and women develop leadership skills and become agents of change in their communities? I personally think not necessarily community, but in the walk of life. I think for you, for example, you are like an agent of change in your field now that you're studying in. So like,
Okay.
yeah. Cause like for you, oh, you're mute now.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So
You're
let's
right.
say again, because the Bluetooth, what I was using, it died. So I never.
Oh yeah, I was saying, like for particularly like you, how can education help girls and women develop leadership skills and become agents of change in your community? So I was saying it was more like for you that is studying something that males would normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like how can you be an agent of change like in that particular field? And
Um,
to help you like develop your leadership skills. Cause like I'm sure like you probably have assignments and group work and I just males yeah, with
well, not necessarily. No, I have around
females.
four other female classmates
Right.
who are studying the same thing as I am. But it boils down to strengths because I can see like there are some courses that I've done and I would learn more or would have to understand more than the other, and then they will lean on me to probably figure out what is this talking about, and I will probably explain. And then I think in that case, I'll be able to. So, for example, my work now, um,
Mm.
I'll be able to call myself a you're calling people there for man for woman because
Okay.
you've learned to become a leader from
Mhm.
learning about a particular thing that someone wasn't being able to understand. You can now share it with them, so
Right.
it's not just doing the job, but you're on a different level to
Right.
guide, right? So yeah, I don't know if I answered the question. I don't know if I answered it.
No one, I think you did because you're saying that in what you have learned now, you are able to go and basically lead at the front. Then you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because as I said, there are also two other classmates who are more experienced than us because they're in the field, and then
right.
they'll come and they'll also share with us what they have learned in their work field, and that will give us a better understanding on a topic. And then we'll leave from that now to go to another work area or workplace to share that experience. And then we can be a leader from that, because that workplace probably did not know about how to fix that way, or, so we're more a leader in that sense, if you
Right.
get me. Yeah.
Yeah. Understand. Cool. All right. So starting with Lydia then, and then Danny, in what ways can technology and digital literacy empower girls and women with limited access to traditional educational resources?
Well, at this point, everybody around with the whole TikTok trend and
I'm
all.
thinking, and that's exactly where my mind went. So even if we are not afforded, or you do not have an opportunity to excel at the traditional educational system,
Mm-hmm.
technology now and the age that we're in allows us to learn so much, and
Mm-hmm.
at every level, because you can. I sharing you the literally. I never know that people are teaching Canva classes. Like I could have. I mean, I use Canva, and I see people that teach people how to use Canva, and the way how they manipulate it. They're like, oh wow, you could do all like that. So
Yeah.
it's technology really affords you, so even as long as you have like a basic understanding of
Mm-hmm.
even how to maneuver, because you even see people like at the top houses, like people that I know people from the community that I'm from who probably don't pass a primary level education, who are able to manipulate TikTok and are able to, just turn on them something and them just talk, and then them they expand, them have more followers than me. And that is just a way that they have, that
Right.
that technology really transcends the boundaries that are there. So I feel like, and
So
that,
in essence, then that empower them because
yeah,
maybe them too not even didn't know, so them have the capability to do
ability
it.
to,
Exactly.
to do that, and then they have an opportunity to earn as well from it
I mean,
too.
right.
So it really gives them a voice for those who really think they thought that they didn't have a voice, or anything like something like that. Yeah.
So if to summarize what you're saying, then Lydia, it's basically, and I don't know if Danny wants to add anything, but it's basically finding what works for you and doing it. So finding what technology works for you and doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and allowing yourself to grow then and be empowered in
Be
that area.
empowered. Yeah, because somebody was even sharing with me, and they were saying recently, like, they were saying, oh, you know so much about my field, HR. I said, well, you don't post TikToks. And I'm like, me? Post TikTok? The people have got to me say, that's not true. She don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
But still, for somebody else who wants to be empowered in that way,
Right.
it's very good opportunity for them to, relay whatever small knowledge they have. There's a man who on TikTok when me a scroll and see him about 100 dog around him, and that is just his kind of content. He might tell you about dog, and he might teach about,
Exactly.
yeah,
Right.
Different ways.
yeah, so different things.
Yeah. So for us to wrap up now, almost done. Almost
Oh
like
my God!
how can parents, Danny, because you shared you wanted
Mm-hmm.
to do something, mommy said no, it end
Yeah.
up with something else, then end up go back to it.
Yeah. Right.
How can parents, educators, policymakers work together to promote girls and women's education rights and opportunities?
All right. Forums, meetings. S- have a relationship first. A student, or for the school environment, have a student teacher relationship. For
Right.
home, have a parent child relationship. Try to figure out what's going on with your child's life, what he or she likes the most. Not because you used to do this in a year time, that means some of you follow in your footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. Um, it's what the child loves and what their passion lies. That's what I think they should go for. So
Right.
have that level of communication with them, so for them to be open enough to share with your mommy, To be honest, I love to do this, and I think that's the best thing I would want to do. I want little guidance. What do you think I can do?
Mhm.
Teacher, same thing. As it relates to policymakers and um, just put it in the system, in the curriculum. Um, yeah,
And probably no longer genderize it like, oh,
exactly.
males do this, females do this. But
Right.
I think people open. I don't think there's an area there that somebody can correct me if we're wrong, but I don't think there's anything academically where females are not allowed to do.
Mm-mm.
Not that they're not allowed, but it's still not the
No,
norm for
I
people.
mean, right. So it's
It's
not
not that they're
acceptable.
barred from doing it, but
Yeah, I was just referring to like the policymakers that Daniel was saying. I was saying that I don't
Mhm.
think there's specific careers or anything like that that we're not allowed to pursue. It's just when we pursue it, how people pre
The
we.
stereotypes that come with
Yeah,
it. So they need to,
I
I
don't
think
think
through
it.
education, just different kind of sensitization campaigns that, probably someone let's say girls do it too. Ministry of Education, don't teach that.
Don't.
yeah.
Let me just put that in there.
No. So something like girls do it too, and so it's not stigmatized. So if a girl is in a class learning about auto mechanic, right, the
Mm,
teacher don't pay her any less focus because them
Attention.
things say
I said
she
she
not
not
serious, she don't
serious.
care, or she not
Yeah,
serious, or she doesn't like class because she want to run the boy them or whatever. It's
right.
not
yeah.
something like that. So you need to, we probably need to put some focus around that, expose more girls to, and then that campaigns like those could expose more girls to the different areas. So if them really not like soap machine, because one thing them did make me do closing and texting, and the worst thing them could have done in my life.
Ah,
You want soap?
yeah.
So if I generally don't have an interest,
You're just not gonna do it.
I don't have an interest, and then I'm not gonna do well at it
Okay.
because I'm not interested. So
Right.
put me over the carpenter side. I'm gonna cut two board. I'm gonna
Right.
draw two things with my T square.
That's
Right?
what.
That's what
Yeah.
I want to do, and I should not feel any less than a
Mm-hmm.
female because I would prefer
To
to
do.
learn about concrete and foundation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because what I was going to add do is with parents, don't be afraid to just let your children explore everything that they're passionate about. And thank God for my mother. That's what she did. Like everything that I wanted to do, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost so that you can actually figure out what you truly want to do as a person. And not like box it into something in particular. But when you have experiences and you move, even now, some days I want to be a flight attendant.
you know, just wanna, yeah.
Some days, sometimes it just like funny story, or ironically, like growing up, I wanted to become a soldier at one point, and I wanted to do it because I was one of those females that was just so determined to do things that males said that we could not do.
Mhm.
Mm,
And I made it almost have like a mission, like a
You've been
campaign.
going up to JDF.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what they said that we can't. And I actually applied and I got through, but at the time they had said, when I finish school, just come back to start training. Because like I think I applied like in my final year.
Mm-hmm.
So basically after graduation, because I was a full-time student, so we could go training. But
Mm-hmm.
then, when I got married, the thought of being away from my husband for so long, I changed
No,
my
to
mind.
prove what?
I changed my mind. But I was so determined because I want young girls, young ladies to know that we can do anything that we set our minds to do.
right.
You get
Right.
what
And
I mean?
just to add to that, Jam, I, so one of my passions is sports, and I love sports and every kind of sports, the traditional one, the non-traditional one. So and it's my passion. And if you get me a conversation with sports, I'm gonna get going. And worse, sports administration in Jamaica and whatever. So there's the regional cricket 4 day cricket tournament going on now across the Caribbean. So all the regional teams are playing, and Jamaica was playing a game. I think the game was against the combined colleges and campuses, And I was just so upset with the way just how Jamaica was going about the game. And I went to my friend, and one of my friend is a one of them is a kid, and I was just going off on me. I said, and I went to them, and he said, he sent me a voice, and he said, yo, so you're talking if you really take on this sports thing, because he was saying like, because for cricket,
He was shocked. He
yeah,
wasn't expecting that you would have known that type of information.
you're really analyzing the game like a seasoned commentator, especially for somebody who me never really so big for the cricket, guys. Me not gonna lie. I
Right.
really know me
Yeah.
actually really follow up the cricket thing.
Right.
It's my favorite sport because I think it
Long.
too not only long, like they have some rule where like just not make no sense.
Right.
So, so and then like a lot of time when people like oh I like sports. I'm saying like I've gotten comments where like I'm only attracted to men. It's because I'm attracted to men when I like sports or
Stop
whatever.
it.
It's not like I really have a love for
For
sports
it.
and I really have a
That's so low though.
that's
Right?
it's true. And like when we were talking a while ago, I said didn't mean sports this like people have discouraged me so much
From
from
sports.
going into sports management and just going into that field because I feel like once I've kicked off a few goals, that's where I'm gonna go next. Because
That's
that's
it.
where my passion is between you. You see, if you put me with youth and sports,
Danny, that's what we are challenging her after today.
Yes. Yes.
We're looking forward to
look
see
it.
you in the sports management field.
Okay.
Period. But yeah, as we wrap up, two last questions. What role does mentorship play in helping women navigate the challenges of higher education and academia?
I
Like
just said
mentorship. I
very,
mean,
very
naturally,
important.
when you have support, you feel like you can conquer the world. Let's
Especially when you had somebody who has accomplished what you're trying to accomplish in this moment, it is the most it's one of the most important things you can do for yourself is to really surround yourself with somebody or somebody's or people
Yeah.
who can guide you and who
yeah,
can help you towards it. So especially being a female, being a young female, being a married female, being you need somebody who can tell you that yeah, somebody to validate your feelings sometimes too, because sometimes we're going through these challenges in the
I would feel like
educational
we
journey.
alone.
We feel like
Mhm.
oh we can't do this. And I remember one time I was having I think I one ethics course in my master's program, and I like this is so, and I was just was and I remember reaching out to a girl who I found who was a year ahead of me and whatever. She's like, girl, I failed that course, but you'll be fine. I said, you feel it? I said, I said,
So
wow.
simple. And it kind of make you feel better because you probably feel like you lose your mind.
And
Not
the
to
only
say
one,
failure is good, but
not that failure is good, but you feel, it's almost like, okay, that's okay.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
natural. It's not yeah.
So it's good, and I must say for persons who for me will have mentors and just people will directly or indirectly. It's something that you should find yourself a mentor.
Yeah. Because I think most of us, we just need the support, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That drive, that, if we just continue, just get at it. That's all we need most of the times. Yeah.
Okay. I agree. I always tell people community, which is one of the reasons why myself and my husband do like a program like this, because many times in life you feel like you want to give up because you feel like you're the only person struggling with certain things. And when you realize that other people are struggling with it too, or other people did not come from where you are come from, it's almost like you're saying, I can do it too. I can accomplish. I can be great as well. Yeah. And with our final question, what advice would you give to young women considering pursuing higher education and academic careers in spite of these challenges? Danny, what would you tell the young girl
I'm
like
going to,
you that wanted to study that and wasn't able to?
I will go with this motto or this quote that I align with myself since: be you, do you, for you.
Wow.
Not your mother, not your father, not society, not your auntie, your cousin, grandma, her goat. No, nobody. You
Nobody.
Be you. Say it again.
be you, do you for you. Yeah. And like do some affirmations. Talk to yourself, encourage yourselves, be strong. I can do this. I am grateful. You know, do some affirmations in the morning when you're going to bed, in the time when you just stress with your work and you just feel like you can't do it. Just go in the mirror, talk to yourself. Yeah.
I love that. Wow. Lydia, what advice?
What advice? I would know best. I'm a prayer.
That's one too.
One
Yeah.
thing about me, girl, I'm a
I'm gonna
pray.
pray.
I'm gonna pray. So
Yeah.
I will say,
Pray about it.
pray about it. If it's what you want, I always tell everybody, say, me did always know, say, I want to drive a SUV vehicle and where I ill and clunk clunk. And I would, from me as a little girl, my grandmother shows them, I would walk up and down in the house and I would imagine myself
Manifest it.
and I would manifest myself and I would always write down my goals. And that's a one thing about me that has worked for me. Even I was reflecting the other day and me I say, even when I became head girl at Stets, I remember that when that first day
Can
of
I need that girl?
yes, applying to the time. And I remember not to stretch the program no longer. The first day we got a planner on when we went in, we get like a planner, like a and Mrs. Smith Alexander, she told us write our short term goals and write our long term goals. And one of my long term goals, and if we go back a country and have the planner, so our next time share it on the program, was to become head girl. One of my short term goals was to become farm monitor or farm captain or something like that. And my long term goal was to become head girl. And by the time I was in fifth form,
Mm-hmm.
they said I was the first deputy head girl in 7 years that came
Mm,
from fifth form.
right.
Because deputy head girls and all that always come
That
from
was
sixth
six
form.
more.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then when I went to lower six, I was one of the first head girls, or if not the first head girl that was in lower six at the time.
Wow.
So I'm a manifester. I'm a prayer. I'm a write it on the walls
Yeah.
kind of girl and take it to the Lord in prayer. And so, as I said earlier, education was just my way out. And so I really would encourage anybody who is interested in if it's higher education, if it's going back to school to the two subject, anything that you want to do. If it's to learn a skill, if it's to learn how to use Canva to make two poster, two flyer, if it's to do your YouTube,
Yeah.
Do it.
write your vision to what you want it to be, make it plain.
Yeah, that's what the Bible says. I agree. Lydia, as you shared a while ago, it carried me back to my college life. And that's what's kind of how I was going to close, encouraging everybody that, I went to UTech and I did marketing. Lydia went to U and did HR. And then I went to Edna and did theater arts. Realize three different areas, guys. So we're showing you that, you're not working on a body identity. But at the same time, I remember as you were sharing, Lydia, that um when I went into my final year, I mean, I was at school and I was becoming active over time. I mean, I have to big up my friend there and people that really looked out for me to say, go and be active, go and do this, go and do that.
Mhm.
I gotta shout y'all out. But in my final year, I was, contemplating, should I become like chairperson for our marketing seminar? And as I said later, I wrote it down. Like after being on campus and seeing people in them seminar uniform,
Mhm.
various seminars and thing, you start to aspire. Me and say, yeah man, more lock off that seminar
Mhm.
there. And and then when you also know your personality, know what you bring to the table, and know what you how you want to learn. One of my things, believe it or not, was I struggled with public speaking. And so while I would do everything great behind the scene, put me in front of one crowd. If you want to see me pass out, put me in front of
One
a
for the go.
hello. And I knew that I was going in marketing, and marketers, you have to do interviews and you have to do that.
Mm-mm.
So it was a part of my little self development now. And I decided that I wanted to do it. No, when I decide something I'm going to do it, kind of like you there, 90 odd people was in the seminar, and that was a lot of people comparing to like the previous years. And
Mhm.
even though, I communicate with them still, and it's not like, no, the numbers are still less than my year that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
people. You know what I mean? And I literally had to just step out of my comfort zone and went there and do. So my encouragement, kind of tie in what Lydia said and Danny, is really just go there, go attack it. Don't let
Mm.
anybody tell you that you can't, especially academically.
Yeah.
If you are slow, take it at your pace. If you are fast, take it at your pace.
Mhm.
Don't let anybody deter you from what you can accomplish. I remember when I was going to go to UTech mentorship, which is very important. Somebody said to me, "What would you study if you never had to worry about finances?" And that's something that I use with young people now. What do you truly want to do if you never had to worry about finances? Do that. Go ahead and do it.
That's
The
if it
money will come.
come.
It's gonna work out. Don't worry. As to say, oh, me come from country, me can't go be pilot. Oh, me come from inner city, me can't go be astronaut. Like, the only person stopping you is you. Yeah, and that's how we
Yeah.
end it tonight.
Yeah.
Go, females, be empowered. You can accomplish everything. There is nothing for us as females that we can't do. I mean, we give birth. Have you ever watched a
What you
pregnancy like a live labor?
oh my God.
We can do anything we put our minds to. Thank you all for watching. I mean, we shout out YouTubers every week. But then as I think of it, you have a YouTube channel, but me don't say that
Oh,
it's stuff.
don't you just
But
start.
yeah, throughout a lifetime TV, officially includes I Evolve JA, I am Remnant JA. Like, go on out, guys, and subscribe and comment and watch them and go and watch our other videos and share them and all of that. Thank you, Daniel, for coming.
No problem.
Thank you, Lydia. It was such a great night. Thank you, everyone.
Really.
Bye.
Bye.